Good morning and welcome to All Things. Ah, there's the light. I seen the light. My name is Doug Cartwright, and you probably haven't seen me up here for a while because I've had 2 heart surgeries. And I'm very, very happy to be serving as your worship associate today. Here you will find a diverse and inclusive spiritual community where we welcome people with many beliefs. You can bring your whole self, your full identity, your questioning mind, and expansive heart. At All Faiths, we have more than one way of experiencing the world and understanding the sacred. And as we say every week, no matter who you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, and no matter whom you love, you are truly welcome here. Is anyone visiting for the first or second time? No? Well, I'll skip the part about seeing Fran Way if you have questions. But anyone watching online, if you would like to know more about All Faiths, you can go to www.allfaithsuu.org, all lowercase, www.allfaithsuu.org. There are several announcements. There will be no child and youth programs in December. Our director is away, Kathy Fanny. She's on vacation. There is a special second collection today for the employee bonuses. Write bonuses on your lower left corner of your checks or put cash in the baskets. Which will the collection will be the first collection or the second collection? Do you know? Second collection for the bonuses? Okay. It's party time this week. Holiday party sing-along is an open mic. It's Thursday night at 7 p.m. Bring your voices, your humor, your finger food to share, and it will be a fun night. But we only have 4 people signed up at present, and there's a sign-up sheet, and if we don't have at least 10, Regina will cancel it. So make sure you sign up today. Tuesday at 10 a.m. is the racial equity meeting, and it will be on Zoom. Thursday at 1 p.m. is a Heart for the Homeless team meeting. And also, remember, 7 o'clock is the open mic. And Thursday, 2 p.m. is choir rehearsal. On Friday, 10 a.m. is a CAT meeting, and it's also on Zoom. And it's been rescheduled from 12/6, December 6th. Fridays, there will be no Dominoes this Friday. Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon, we have a newcomers orientation led by Fran Way. It's a great opportunity for you to learn more about All Faiths and Unitarian Universalism. You can sign up with Fran Way, or there's a sign-up sheet on the bulletin board as well. And next Sunday, there will be a regular McGregor Clinic collection. They particularly need clothing for the cooler months and holidays. And Sundays, remember that at 9:15, News Talk with Ray Ellis. So that's about all the announcements. So we're happy you came, and you can, please rise in body or spirit as we sing together the hymn number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. The words are on the back of your order of service. song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today is a special day, and I'm going to do something a little bit different for the chalice lighting. Carol Elrod has been in hospital or rehab for 250 days out of the last 2 years, and she's with us today. And so, in Carol's name, I'm going to light the chalice, and if you would follow along and repeat the words in our chalice lighting program, please. As we light this chalice, let us recall the joys
with all the generations of our families.
Thank you, Carol, in absentia.
Thank you, Doug. Well, today is definitely a day of joy, welcoming Doug back as our worship associate and Carol back after many months. We're living in a modern era of medical miracles, and there's one thing that characterizes so many of our people here, and that's that word resilience. I praise all of our resilient people who struggle through all of these ordeals and come out on top. I'm so proud of all of you. It takes great courage and the support that you have of your loved ones at home and all your family and friends. So at this time, I invite you to come forward and share any joy or sorrows that you have. I'm here to represent joy today, and but you're welcome to share your sorrows as well.
Hi, I'm Michelle Gemma. I just wanted to thank Ariel and Bob for Friday night. Wow, guys, like that was just amazing. If you missed it, you missed it. But it was something else, and thank you for all the delicious food and just everything. And Regina cleaning up and staying. When I left, I don't know how long she had to stay to run another load of dishes, but we're really lucky. And washed by hand. But it was just amazing, and thank you all so, so much.
I told Bob that was the best bread I've had since the bread made by my grandfather when I was a child, so I hope we get a repeat on that. Do we have any other joys and sorrows that you'd like to share with us? I'm lighting this in appreciation for all of you that are doing so many wonderful things in our world today. It needs all of your positive energy and your generous hearts in taking care of those in need. And I'm lighting this for all of you who have joys and sorrows in your hearts. Reach out to those who are at home, who cannot be here with us, and remember to tell them that we love them and that we cherish them.
Now I invite you to relax, clear your mind, take a deep breath, close your eyes, plant your feet firmly on the floor, and we'll turn our attention to today's service. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing together hymn number 123, Spirit of Life. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Our opening words are by Ralph Waldo Emerson. We have a great deal more kindness than is ever spoken. The whole human family is bathed with an element of love like a fine ether. How many persons we meet in houses whom we scarcely speak to, whom yet we honor and who honor us. How many we see in the street or sit with in church, whom though silently we warmly rejoice to be with. Read the language of those wandering eye beams. The heart knoweth.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow clinging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need some place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need some place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Thank you, Carlos. That was beautiful. It's one of my favorite Beatles songs. Do you know the story of that song that Paul McCartney wrote and didn't have lyrics to? And his working title was Scrambled Eggs. Scrambled eggs. I'm certainly glad he came up with yesterday.
Scrambled eggs.
The reading today is from John Greenleaf Whittier, a 19th century American poet. It's called The Mystic's Christmas. All hail, the bells of Christmas rang. All hail, the monks at Christmas sang. The merry monks who kept with cheer the gladdest day of all their year. But still apart, unmoved thereat, a pious elder brother sat, silent in his accustomed place, with God's sweet peace upon his face. Why sittest thou thus? His brethren cried. It is the blessed Christmas tide. The Christmas lights are all aglow, the sacred lilies bud and blow. Above our heads the joy bells ring, without the happy children sing, and all God's creatures hail the morn on which the Holy Christ was born. Rejoice with us, no more rebuke our gladness with thy quiet look. The gray monk answered, Keep, I pray, even as ye list, the Lord's birthday. Let heathen Yule fires flicker red where thronged refectory feasts are spread, with mystery play and mask and mime and wait songs speed the holy time. The blindest faith may haply save, the Lord accepts the things we have, and reverence, howsoe'er it strays, may find at last the shining ways. They needs must grope who cannot see, the blade before the ear must be, as ye are feeling I have felt, and where ye dwell I too have dwelt. But now beyond the things of sense, beyond occasions and events, I know through God's exceeding grace, released from form and time and space. I listen from no mortal tongue to hear the song the angels sung, and wait within myself to know the Christmas lilies bud and blow. The outward symbols disappear from him whose inward sight is clear, and small must be the choice of days to him who fills them all with praise. Keep while you need it, brothers mine, with honest seal your Christmas sign, but judge not him who every morn feels in his heart the Lord Christ born. Please rise in spirit, in body or spirit, as we sing together hymn 354, We Laugh, We Cry. The words are printed on your order of service.
We laugh, we cry, we live, we die, we dance, we sing our song.
We need to feel there's something
Here to which we can belong.
we need to feel the freedom just to have some time alone.
But most of all, we need close friends we can call our very own. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a need to be together. We have our hearts to give, we have our thoughts to receive, and we believe that sharing is an answer. A child is born among us, and we feel a special glow. We see some timeless journey as we watch the baby grow. Thrilled to hear imagination freely running wild. We dedicate our hearts to the movement of God. And we believe in life and be the strength of love. the wonder of youth, and we believe that growing is an answer. Our lives are full of wonder, our time is very brief. The death of one among us fills us all with pain and grief. But as we live, so add in them we and we believe in life and in the strength of love, and we have found a place to be together. We have the right to grow, we have the gift to believe that peace in our living is an answer. We seek elusive answers to questions of our faith. We seek to put an end to all the waste of human strife. We search for truth, equality, and civilities of mind. And then we come together to make sense of what we find. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a joy being together. And in our search for peace, maybe we'll finally see, even to question truly is an answer.
Today we are happy to welcome John Conrad, who is the treasurer of All Faiths, and he will deliver today's message, My Christmas Journey.
Good morning. As Doug said, I'm John Conrad, and I've been asked to share some thoughts about the joys of this holiday season, frequently celebrating with our families and entwined with love and hope. And thank you, Carlos, for picking that hymn. That was a beautiful tie-in to my message. To start, I would like to share with you some of my background and where I come from. I grew up in farming country in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. This area is famous for its beautiful farms, many of which are Amish or Mennonite owned. My family consisted of my parents and 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. My dad was the bread earner, and my mom was a housewife until us kids were in high school. We were all members of the St. James Episcopal Church. Our family life was intertwined with church activities, especially during the Christmas season. All 3 boys were part of the boys' choir at different times, and in the 8th grade, I was picked to be the lead soprano until my voice changed. It was a special time of year to practice, and practice all the hymns for the Christmas Eve service. The choir's energy kept building to meet the expectations of our organist and see the church full to capacity on Christmas Eve with candles lit was beautiful and inspiring. Our organist, Frank McConnell, was a wonderful musician. I will never forget how he could make the organ pipes resonate throughout the building. I felt very much a closeness with my family and the extended family of St. James. It was fun to see my friends participate in special meals at the church hall, and the boys did a great job most of the time. One Christmas was very memorable. I was in my teens, and my family decided to spend that holiday week at a beautiful lakeside log cabin in the Pocono Mountains. The lake was frozen, there was fresh snow, and a roaring fire in the stone fireplace. It was the family closeness that makes the memory so memorable. Few distractions, just us. Playing Scrabble in front of the fireplace, trying to ice skate, going for walks with my dad, remembering how he let me pick out my single Christmas gift of a ski sweater. I remember distinctly how we walked in the snow to the resort gift shop so that I could pick out the sweater, just the two of us. I felt very close to Dad on that walk, even though he never expressed his emotions much. I felt his love, and I still do to this day. After I graduated from Bucknell University with a double major in religion and economics, I married my first wife and evolved away from church activities for a while. We got involved with creating a career and raising our family. We had our 3 children over the course of 6 years, 2 sons and a daughter. I remember when the children were young, how frenetic Christmas Eve nights were after the kids went to bed. It seemed like I would never get to bed because of all the toys that had to be put together and wrapped. But the joy of Christmas morning and their excitement the next day made it all worthwhile. During my first marriage, I converted to the Catholic Church. My wife had been raised Catholic. At some point, we went on a marriage encounter weekend, and that experience was the catalyst for me to become more aware of my emotional and spiritual life. I'm a very sensitive person and very introverted. My parents' marriage had not been a good role model for me to prepare for my own marriage. I had little preparation for sharing my emotions, how to express love, or for knowing how to argue, let alone how to fight. I had no idea how to work through the disagreements. So after 13 years of marriage and bringing 3 beautiful children into the world, we divorced. The children were young, ranging from 10 to 6. The Christmases that followed for a few years were difficult. Some years I did not see my kids on Christmas at all. There was much too strife with my ex-wife, and unfortunately too often it carried over into the children's lives. Isolation and being apart from loved ones is very hard at this time of year. We all need love, hugs, and involvement. My life took a major turn in 1988 when I moved from Portland, Maine to Bangor, Maine, to begin a new job as Chief of Hospital Services at a psychiatric hospital. On a personal level, this was a critical decision because not only was it a major promotion, but more importantly, it caused me to live 2 hours away from my ex-wife and our 3 children. It was a conscious decision to love myself enough to permit the family strife to wind down because of the geographic distance keeping us apart. I needed to heal from the agony, of the continuing family conflict. And that conflict did improve. It took time, and there were many twists and turns. In late 1988, while working at the hospital, I met a union representative named Sandy. Even though we were on opposite sides of labor relation issues, I was in management and she represented the union. We appreciated how we communicated and cared about our common employees. That Christmas, we began to date, and over the next year, I met her daughter, and she met my 3 children. I have 3 children. Sean and his family live in Atlanta. Allison and her family live in Phoenix. And Eric and his family live near Philadelphia. They collectively have 6 children, and Sandy has a daughter, Lori Babcock, who lives locally and who most of you know here at All Faiths. Lori has been blessed with a beautiful and spirited daughter, Ainsley. I say that as a very loving and appreciative grandfather. As Sandy and I grew closer, we decided to marry, and our lives became entwined with bringing a blended family together. We always didn't have successes, but we strove to accept what we could not control. When there were difficulties, we counseled each other about love, compassion, and respect for each other, our children, and even our former spouses. I received a wonderful gift from her. After my divorce, I was not trusting in relationships and held on to a fair amount of bitterness. Through growing closer to Sandy, I learned to trust again and learned how love can provide inner healing. I say that meeting Sandy was a gift from God, and I will be forever grateful and thankful for the gifts that she brought into my life. One Christmas, all of our children were going to be with the other parents, and Sandy and I decided to do something special, just for us. We spent several nights in Quebec City staying at the Chateau Frontenac. It was bitter cold with howling winds, but we stayed warm in a beautiful room overlooking the city and the river. Another Christmas, Sandy and I asked both Lori and my son Eric to come to Montreal with us. Eric had just turned 18 and Lori was 19. It was another memorable Christmas, once again, because we were family and doing something together. There was a light snow Christmas Eve. We stayed in a quirky hotel near McGill University. After dinner, Eric and Lori wanted to go out to the bars and celebrate his ability to drink legally. Thankfully, they found their way home safely back to the hotel in the early morning. And the next morning, I witnessed Eric being way too green in the face. The after effects of drinking too much Jägermeister. I remained a Catholic for many years, but I was not connected to the church in a meaningful way. Sandy and I retired in 2005 and decided to move to Florida. And then to keep busy, I found a retirement job that evolved from part-time to full-time. After 10 years, I knew it was time to stop working and be home. Sandy had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and events were happening that needed my presence there. One day, she was driving home from Costco and could not remember how to find our house in Cape Coral. Another day, she called me while I was at work in a panic and said that she could not turn off the shower. It was time for our journey together to evolve again, and for me to become more of a caregiver. Our daughter Lori and I collaborated well in planning for the future. We agreed that a memory care facility could be both a benefit for Sandy and for me. That decision was implemented 4 years ago, and I don't regret it at all, even though at the time it was the hardest decision I'd ever made as a husband in 27 years of marriage. It was good for Sandy because it allowed her much more stimulation than I could provide at home. And with the stress of caregiving substantially reduced for me, I realized that I was now able to just love her without the daily frustrations. It was just after this, December 2018, that our daughter Lori invited me to visit All Faiths one Sunday morning. I felt moved by the service, the message, the music. My soul was stirred. Over the next few weeks, always attending with Lori and Ainsley, I cried many times because of the healing that I was experiencing. I felt like I was in a sanctuary of comfort, safety, of healing. I could begin to give thanks for what I had in my life, even when I was feeling the loss of my wife. If Christmas is a celebration of birth, renewal, and hope, I experienced it. Coming to All Faiths had a cathartic effect on me and continues to be a blessing. A few months before this, Sandy and I had adopted a puppy from the shelter. Her name is BB. It stands for Black Beauty. I had decided that a dog should be in my future. I would need the daily incentive to get up each morning, and BB was an outlet for me to share my love in a new way. 6 months after Sandy began to live in the memory care facility, I had the routine of taking BB to the dog park several days each week. One Saturday when I was at the dog park, I sat down next to a woman that I had never seen before. We talked easily and shared about our lives and dogs. She was a widow of several years. She had lost her husband to cancer. I shared about Sandy. She told me her name was Kathleen. Several months later, I shared a poem with her that I had written that was titled, "How Do I Wish to Live My Life?" I wrote that I wished to do this with grace, with honesty, with love, and with courage. My risk-taking of sharing something so personal has now changed my life. Over the last 3.5 years, I have learned to find the way to love two very important people in my life, both Sandy and now with Kathleen. In that poem, I wrote, "It is hard for me to show love at times. I don't want to be rejected. This happens when I meet new people until I get to know them better. Can I love someone intimately besides Sandy in the future? Can I risk being that vulnerable? Can I risk loving others without feeling guilty of my love for Sandy? I need to do this and give thanks for being able to love others just because of my love experience with Sandy." To live a life with grace, honesty, and love will require me to be courageous, to face my weaknesses, and to not wear a mask with others, to face my inhibitions and fears, to grow. Many days I have struggled to accept Kathleen's love for me. How do I reconcile loving two women and wanting both in my life? I have to admit that this is not always easy, and I know it should not be easy. My love for Kathleen is precious as it is for Sandy. I strive each day to allow each of these special women to fill me, to fully experience their gifts to me, moment by moment. Just before Sandy began to live in a memory care facility, I found a wooden plaque that touched me. It reads, "Every day is a journey, and the journey itself is home." Let me repeat that. Every day is a journey, and the journey itself is home. I have a hard time doing this. I'm always planning ahead, being organized. But I need to remember to be aware of what is aware in my life each day, each hour of the day, to appreciate what I have. Some examples of what I am thankful for are the silence in the early morning when it is dark outside and I am walking BB, the beauty of the sunrise, the hugs from Sandy, and seeing her smile when I hold her, the early morning cup of coffee and conversation that Kathleen and I share. Talking with my daughter, Lori, and granddaughter, Ainsley, and appreciating how they always end every conversation with, "Love you." Watching how Kathleen and Lori relish their conversations and spending time together. I find myself just watching them sharing. I give thanks for their love and acceptance of each other. Experiencing the joy of Ainsley as she helps Kathleen and me decorate our condo for Christmas each year. Walking on Fort Myers Beach every Christmas Day morning with family, relishing the value of our time together, being relaxed, and allowing myself just to have fun. finding new friendship in Kathleen's sisters and brother-in-law, Harold. I give thanks for getting to know Regina at All Faith, and also getting to know the members of the Finance Committee and the Board of Directors. And finally, regarding spirituality, how could I not share something about spirituality? I give thanks for what many people call the Holy Spirit. At times in my life, when I've struggled the most, I have prayed that I may be open to the Holy Spirit, to be still enough to hear it. And it has invariably whispered wisdom and guided me. I found that my involvement in the offering of my time and talent brings me a sense of family and belonging. All Faith is part of this family. So as we experience the season of joy, of new beginnings, of hope, let us remember to experience each moment, to strive to be open to the opportunities that come our way each day, to slow down enough to be aware of them when they come, and to give thanks for them. And for me, this includes our family here at All Faith, all of you. I challenge each of you, as I challenge myself, to strive to live each day as a journey and allow the journey itself be your home. Enjoy your journey, explore the opportunities that it offers you, and thank you for being part of mine. Thank you.
We are so blessed.
Into our family. And thank you, John, for bringing Kathleen into our family. The offertory will now be taken, but I'm reminded, and I'm reminding you, that we will take two collections. The first is for the support of our All Faith services, and the second is exclusively for employee bonuses. If you're not with us and would like to contribute to All Faith to support our services, you can mail checks or visit our website at www.allfaithuu.org. And if you've forgotten, you can write a check or place cash next week as well. The morning offerings will now be taken as Carlos plays the offertory music.
Which once in a while I change based on the sermon, and this one was a powerful one by John, so I'm changing the Please Come Home to Christmas to Hard Candy Christmas. Hey, maybe I'll dye my hair. Maybe I'll move somewhere. Maybe I'll get a car. Maybe I'll drive so far that I'll lose track. Me, I'll bounce right back. Maybe I'll sleep remote. Maybe I'll lose some weight. Maybe I'll clear my junk. Maybe I'll just get drunk on apple wine. Me, I'll be just fine and candy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through tomorrow, but still I won't let sorrow bring me way down. Maybe I'll learn to sew. Maybe I'll just be low. Maybe I'll hit the bars. Maybe I'll count the stars until the dawn. Me, I will go on. Maybe I'll settle down. Maybe I'll just leave town. Maybe I'll have some fun. Maybe I'll meet someone and make her mine. Me, I'll be just fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through tomorrow, but still I won't let sorrow bring me way down. 'Cause I'll be fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through tomorrow, but still I won't let sorrow bring me way down. I'll be fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'm barely getting through tomorrow, but still I won't let sorrow bring me way down. 'Cause I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Christmas is all about love, family, friends, and children, and dogs and cats. It doesn't matter what we eat or what presents we get as long as the holidays are spent with our loved ones. The best gift that one could wish for underneath the Christmas tree is the presence of a happy family and friends, all wrapped up in each other.
Our closing hymn, we'll be singing it twice since it's such a short song. I'm going to sing that intro not many people know, and then you come in with the I'll Be Home. I'm dreaming tonight of a place I love, even more than I usually do. And although I know it's a long road back, I promise you I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find me
brings us to the end of our service. We thank John Conrad for sharing his journey. We thank Carlos Garcia for the music, Regina Kell-Martin on camera, Ed Elrod on sound, Joe Gayton, our sexton, and I would like to extend a personal thank you to all of you who came and decorated for Christmas under the guidance of Regina. And Linda Bigelow for our hospitality and our friendly greeters. It's good to be connected and to stay together in whatever way we can. And now I'll extinguish the chalice in Carol Elrod's name. So please repeat the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world. Go in peace.
Don't forget to join us for conversation, cookie, and coffee in the back, and sign up for the December 15th sing-along if you're interested. Thank you.